Hey everybody, I'm Marian Hendrickson, and I want to apologize for the way I sound and probably the way I look also. I managed to catch both the flu and strep throat all at the same time. I know, impressive, right? And I have a cat who keeps pawing at the back of me. But I wanted to go through and talk about my interview with Kim Blackston and talk about what was good and bad. I probably would like to say that both of us work at a really high stress environment, and our job is constantly under pressure and surveillance from the administration. We often have the superintendents, several of them walking through our building on a daily basis, and so there's no hiding anywhere. You're out in the open. There are no walls, really. We have 3 giant classrooms. They're about the size of a football field. And so you teach in a very large open space, and everyone is there, and you can't get away from anyone. So it makes it a stressful environment. And it's all new. We're the first of our kind. And so when I was interviewing Kim, I was dealing with some of that too. So knowing the person that I'm interviewing, I've been teaching with her a really long time. She used to be the English teacher on the team that I taught on. So when we talk about teaching English, I was right next door to her. And so I've known her a really long time, and I know when she's starting to get stressed out. So one of the things I did poorly was I asked leading questions. And knowing that I asked leading questions, there was also, at some points, she needed me to ask those leading questions. She tends to be kind of high-strung and get very nervous, especially when she knows something is for my grade and she doesn't want to mess things up. And so she was really worried about doing something wrong that would, hurt my grade. And I kept telling her she couldn't, but when she would start to get tense or stressed out, and you could see it in her, hands or body language, I would ask a leading question to make her feel like she knew where she was going and she knew what she was supposed to do. And so in some ways, while it was against what we were supposed to do, it was also for the benefit of the person that was being interviewed. We were trying to be interviewed. We tried to do our interview in a workroom, which is the only place that we had, and it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And if it makes sense, at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, half the staff was still there, and school gets out at 3:45. So a lot of the teachers were still walking around. They're still working on things. I had a cat jump at my back. So they're trying to get everything put together for the next day, and it was really, really difficult to get a quiet spot because there are only 2 workrooms, and obviously in the big area, the big classrooms, you can't get any quiet there. So we did our best. We had a really loud Coke machine next to us, but we tried to make sure we had a spot to go. I guess lessons learned. She's always really good about being a loving, kind teacher, and sometimes I forget how good she is at doing that and how much the kids appreciate the fact that she is Mother Blackston and that she takes care of them no matter what that is. And I think having her express all of her thoughts about being that kind of teacher kind of gave me a pause to think about that I don't always do that myself in the classroom, and that I probably need to take a step back and do that more and think less about how stressed out I am and more about what I'm doing to, help the kids every day. Advice. I guess my best advice is that interviewing someone you know really well in some ways is harder than interviewing somebody who you don't know very well. I think that not all leading questions are necessarily bad, especially when it goes to help the person that you're interviewing calm them down. I think sometimes you have to worry about the person you're interviewing as much as you have to worry about the information that you're getting back out of them. And I think just, telling everyone it'll be okay. It's not bad. It'll be all right. That's all. Bye.